see its leg.
On this one here?
Let's move now. You've definitely seen back legs and an abdomen.
Oh yeah. You just see that back legs there.
Quite skinny, could have been a male. Very
Probably not
skinny.
to tell, but the dark legs with a bit band on it. I think I can see the red on the knees. It's a perfect hole.
Hi, Guy from Bugs and Stuff here. The usual team on this trip, myself, Andrew Smith and Dr. Stuart Longhorn. So we're in Mexico and we're searching for a beautiful tarantula called the Mexican flame knee tarantula. The habitat here is the dry deciduous scrubland. Now we found a nice colony on the edge of an agricultural plot, which is quite common throughout the scrubland parts of Mexico. As you can see, it's very hot and very dry in this area. So the first clue we had that we were in the right area was the mold skin. And checking out the mold skin, looking at the coloration of the knees there, which we can see, nice bright red coloration, tells us that this is definitely the spider we're searching for. So there's a lot of empty rat holes in this area, and we're of the mind that tarantulas are taking over these disused burrows, maybe even displacing the rats using their urticating hairs and basically moving in and taking over empty rat burrows. So there's quite a few burrows around this area. As you can see, another big one here, and we've got to get down and have a closer look inside. So I could see that there was a spider down there, but unfortunately it didn't respond at all to tickling. Sometimes they just won't come out. A lot of the times they will come straight out because they tend to be very hungry in the wild, but in this case it didn't want to come out at all. So the next step in this situation is to get the endoscope.
Aha! Look at that. See the legs?
Got a little flash of red there.
So just move it
You
a
can
bit.
tilt the screen down a bit towards me.
I've got the legs there.
Tilt the screen towards me a bit though, it's catching the light. That's it.
Perfect.
Back a bit.
See the legs there?
Yeah, perfect on this camera. Yeah, got it.
Let's further. What have I got there?
Yeah, there's a knee.
Oh, there's a knee. We can see the gorgeous flame on it. I was looking at the screen because I think I'm upside
It
down
looks
here.
really good on this
Really
camera
poor.
as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa, look
Yeah.
at those. That's
Look me hairy leg there.
metatarsus there. It's got a patella earlier on.
Yeah.
And she's not striking it. I'd really expected to be kind of giving it a good shove. Touching her leg, probably. Just going to pull back a little bit so we actually see more of the spider. You get in there.
You'll see the stripes on the legs, the banding on the legs there, yeah.
But, well, that's the leg.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best I'm going to be able to do, guys. But look at that leg. So we know we have an auratum flame knee down that hole.
So that spider refused to come out, so we continued our search and luckily found another decent sized burrow. And you can see the location of this one quite near the road. That's our car parked in the background there. So this one was very hungry, so it didn't disappoint and came straight out. And I think you'll agree that's one beautiful large adult female Brachypelma auratum. Now this one again was a little bit nervous, didn't want to come out too far. The last thing we want to do in this situation is dig a spider out, so we need to try and find a spider which will come a bit further out so we don't have to disturb it too much. And luckily nearby yet another burrow, this time a scrape under a rock, and it was quite accessible, this one. And when me and Stuart got down there and had a closer look, she was just sitting right at the entrance. Again another large specimen, and if we can get this one out in the open, that would be a great subject to photograph.
Drop the lights down a bit.
No problem there. Spider comes straight out, attacks the stick. Stuart's an expert when it comes to trying to get spiders out of burrows and holes in the ground. So this one was quite easily secured, unharmed. Another big female. Check out those flame shaped markings on the patellas, on the knees, which gives this spider its common name. It was very hot and dry in this environment, but the spiders, remember, are dug down in deep burrows or under scrapes under rocks, so there's a lot more humidity underground than there is on the surface of the ground. Out of all of the Brachypelma species we filmed in Mexico, this one was the most eager to use urticating hairs, making it a slightly more defensive species than, say, Brachypelma smithi. I've kept these in captivity over many years in the past, and it was a great joy to actually find one and have the privilege to see it and photograph it in the wild. We didn't find any males in this area, but there was a healthy population of female burrows, and in total we found about 4 or 5 burrows which were occupied with a spider inside. But once we've got one out, there's no need to disturb any more. A perfect specimen to photograph, this one. No need to disturb any others. And I think you'll agree, one of the best looking tarantulas in Mexico, and there is a lot of them. We just gently wrangle the spider into a good position for photographs. I always believe it's better to just take your time when you're photographing spiders. Why have 200 bad photographs when you can have one really good photograph? Once spiders are out of their burrows, they do tend to calm down quite a lot and can be easily handled. Brachypelma species are in general quite docile and will tolerate being handled to some extent. As you can see, I'm sitting on the ground. If it was to run and fall, it wouldn't have too far, and it shouldn't damage itself at all. So we're always aware of that in the field. So, everything done, one thing left to do, and that's return the spider back to where it came from. In she goes, completely no worse for the wear, with a little scrape of urticating hairs there to say goodbye.